What's up, everybody? Welcome in to a special Joey's birthday edition of the Fantasy Football Game Show. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-host, John Luke, and the birthday boy himself, Joey Wright. We've got a full house here for today's show. Joining us, three special guests on the screen. Another one will be joining us ever so shortly. First up, we have McGruff the Crime Dog, formerly known as Scott Fish. For those of you that do not know Scott, you can find him fighting crimes or running the Scott Fish Bowl. Scott, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks. Glad I finally got my camera fixed.
Guys, also
is that a Dan Flash's shirt?
It is a Dan Flash's shirt.
I thought so.
It's so complicated.
That's how you know it's fancy. That's how you know it's good. Guys, also joining us today, we have a senior analyst and the director of social over at Matthew Berry's Fantasy Live. Kendall Valenzuela is here with us. Kendall, thank you so much for joining us.
Kendall. Hello, excited to be here. I got the tie-dye message with Joey, so at least I'm matching there with him.
We're team tie-dye. This is
Thriving.
great. I love it.
Thriving.
Very nice.
And guys, last but not least on the screen right now, we have our great friend Dave Kluge, analyst over at not at Fantasy Football. He's a fantasy football analyst over at Football Guys. Dave, thank you so much for taking the time to join us as well.
Of course. Always a pleasure coming on these FYF shows. Thanks for having me.
That party hat looks so natural on top of your head, Dave. It almost looks like it's part of you. Like I don't believe that comes off.
At first.
Oh, okay. It's not part of
It's kind of rare for Dave to only be wearing one hat on the show. Usually it's quite a few more.
Usually
I've got like 8 party hats. I was thinking about just stacking them different colors and just like throughout the show, just keep taking one off at a time.
I did message Dave before the show. It's poll perception. You know how it works. Have all your hats ready just in case. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show, and we're starting off with some stats. Craig is alluding to who our next guest will be joining us ever so shortly. We're going to have Liz Loza, the award-winning fantasy football analyst for ESPN Fantasy, on here with us. And Craig with the stats for all of our guests. This will be Liz's first FYF show, Kendall's second FYF show, and has not yet played in poll perception. Dave, part of the double-digit club, 11th show, 0-1 in poll perception.
11?
11th show. Dang.
Wow.
0-1 in poll perception.
Are you reaching your cap, Dave? Is that past where you thought you were? You're going to have to slow down on these FYF shows?
I thought it was like 6 or 7, but 11 is pretty impressive. I'm proud to be a part of the illustrious double-digit club.
3 and 4 overall says 7.
I don't know what happened. I think we had a few just no contests.
I don't think we can count this a game.
This is Scott's 15th show, and although he disputes it, he is 2-2 in poll perception. So 2-2 and going to put that record on the line
I've never won.
today.
Poll perception is my worst game. I've never won.
The chat is blowing up with happy birthdays for Joey. Happy early birthday to Joey. Happy birthday, Joey, from Dame Seth coming in saying happy birthday as well.
Can I take a minute to say happy birthday to somebody else that's their actual birthday today?
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, Maria.
Hey,
happy
birthday, Maria.
It's not the chat. Never mind then.
Happy birthday, Maria. Welcome. And we got some other people in the chat stopping by to say hi. Herm's in here saying the chat is undefeated. Indeed, they are. Albert stopping by with the hello, everyone. What's up, Albert? Glad to have you in here.
What up, Albert?
Jay in the chat as well. Happy 2 weeks until kickoff, FYF fam.
Yeah.
Kickoff is coming up. And guys, like I mentioned, we are going to be playing some poll perception here today. But before we get into that, there's been some news around one of the biggest names in fantasy football approaching kickoff, and that is Jonathan Taylor. Again, the news about him requesting a trade coming out. Kendall, I wanted to throw this one to you first. I've been of the mind that he's just going to play week 1, but that seems to be called into question. What do you make of this Jonathan Taylor situation?
I still think he's going to play week 1. It's just if it's going to be with the Indianapolis Colts or not. I know on SiriusXM we've talked, we like to throw things out of what a good landing spot would be. And I think the one team name that always comes up is the Miami Dolphins. Always say they're in the mix. They wanted Dalvin Cook. Now they're saying, hey, we've made an offer to Jonathan Taylor and the Colts. So I still think he plays week 1. Whether it's with the Colts or another team, I still think he plays. So I've been buying the dip a lot, especially in some of my, best ball games that I've been doing. It's just he's been falling a little bit too far, so I'm scooping him up as much as I can.
Dave, I see you nodding along. Are you equally as optimistic that we don't need to worry about Jonathan Taylor's status week 1?
Yeah, and trying not to be biased here because I also have been buying the dip and drafting a lot of Jonathan Taylor this year, but I don't see any spot where he doesn't play. He had a down year. He was injured last year, didn't look like himself. So I think he's got something to prove this year, whether it's with Indianapolis or somewhere else. But really, I think that he does end up back in Indianapolis. This seems to be the new kind of blueprint that NFL teams are laying out when a player is disputing a contract. They say, hey, go out and test the market, see what you can get. They go out, they get some offers from other teams, and then they come back, and then the team matches. It's really kind of smart if you think about it from a business standpoint to make sure that they aren't overpaying these players, because we saw that in years past when Dallas overpaid Zeke and when Minnesota overplayed Dalvin Cook. So now they just let him go out, kind of test his market price. And then I think what ends up happening is they'll sign him to a long-term deal to stay in Indianapolis because they want him there. Him being there is going to help make Anthony Richardson's job much, much easier.
God, I hope so. The only thing that would be better is if he gets traded to the Rams so that my complete aversion to Cam Akers this offseason can finally be justified before he inevitably becomes an RB1 in that offense. Before I throw this to Joey, we've got a birthday surprise. One more person joining the show today and to join your team. Passing up on very important career opportunities. We've got Dave Richard of CBS joining us for Joey's birthday show.
I'm really
crap. I hit the wrong link.
I was
already gone.
I was gonna wear a Spider-Man onesie instead of the Dan Flashes, and now I'm upset because
I like how you undid the strap, Scott. Now you're just hanging loose.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, if it makes you feel better, Scampers in here said tremendous shirt. Joey, Dave Richard is going to be joining us today and joining your team along with Kendall. So in today's game of Pole Perception, we are loading the deck for the birthday boy, giving him 2 ringers on his team with Kendall and Dave.
Oh.
Then Scott Fish will be paired with Liz Loza, and Dave Kluge, you are going to be paired with John Luke.
We got this, guys.
In today's game.
I was trying to see who it was because they were off camera. And I was like, who is that? And then I saw the belt and I knew.
That's when you knew. Hey,
is that Anna Kendrick?
Thanks, Dave.
In the top right-hand corner?
I think so. I have kids. I have no shortage of costumes, accessories right here.
Dave, since you just joined us, we were talking a little bit about Jonathan Taylor. Where do you think he plays week 1? Do you think he's going to be on the Colts still, or are you going to pick another team for him to be on?
Gut feeling, he won't play week 1. Gut feeling is that he sits out until week 10, shows up begrudgingly in week 10 to the Colts and says, okay, I'm here. And then the Colts say, aha, we don't want to pay you now. You're suspended for 2 weeks. And then he doesn't come back until week 12. That's the gut feeling.
Oh, God. Kendall and Dave built
that
up
would
my
be awful.
Right?
Man,
that would be terrible.
That'd be awful.
Kendall,
I mean, for the amount of times I've drafted Evan Hall, I'd be fine with it. But
well, guys, today, like I mentioned, we are going to be playing some teams Pole Perception. It is going to be a full house here. Kendall, Joey, and Dave Richard are going to be on a team. John Luke and Kluge are going to be on a team. And then Scott Fish will be joined by Liz Loza here as his partner ever so shortly, but could be on a one-man team here going against 3 on the other teams for a second.
That's fine. Actually,
hey, Al, you already know the answers to all these, right?
Yep. I got the key.
Cool.
You think I rigged it in JL's favor on Joey's birthday? That
All
would be
the answers are wrong.
that would be absolutely brutal.
He got his win yesterday, so we don't need to do that today.
Our chat historian stopping by with the last stat of the day. Dave Richard making his 4th FYF show appearance, 1-2 in games, but undefeated in Pole Perception, 1-0, putting that perfect record to the test here today with Joey and Kendall.
Damn right.
All right. Well, guys, I'm gonna explain the rules to this game momentarily. Before we do that, a couple reminders. First and foremost, we have an awesome group of guests up here, and if you're not following each and every one of them, you need to go remedy that. You can find Kendall on Twitter at KValenzuela17. Liz Loza is on Twitter at LizLoza_FF. Scott Fish is on Twitter at ScottFish24. You can find Kluge on Twitter at Dave Kluge, and then Dave Richard you can find on Twitter at I just deleted it, Dave.
Happy
I guess
45th
nobody
birthday,
gets to know
Joey.
where you're on Twitter.
That's his handle.
At Dave Richard.
Send everybody to at the Joey Wright.
Send them to
that's
at
who
Dave
we're
Richard.
celebrating today, after all.
Well, guys, after you do that, follow each and every one of our guests. All of the links are below us on YouTube in the description. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy. And if you like the stuff that we get up to on the show here, I got great news. There's a whole freaking draft guide full of it that you can find at www.frontyardfantasy.com. And Joey's feet, nowhere in the guide. I promise.
We promise.
Absolutely promise. You won't find pictures of his feet anywhere. And that isn't just because pictures aren't loading right now. Well, guys, with that being said,
on Twitter.
With that being said, the order for today's game predetermined before the show randomly is going to be Kluge and JL up first. Kendall, Joey, and Dave are going to be second. And Dave, I got to add your name to that because I was trying to keep it a surprise from Joey in case he clicked into the captions over there. And then Liz and Scott will be third in today's game. The rules are as follows for poll perception. Before the show today, I found 7 delicious, interesting polls on the interwebs, most of them from Twitter. I'm going to propose one of these polls to a group of our contestants, a team. I may say, Team Dave and JL, what percentage of people in a dynasty league chose side A, Saquon Barkley, over side B, Mark Andrews? You guys would deliberate amongst yourselves, come to a consensus, and give me an answer in the form of a percentage that you think chose side A.
58%?
Yeah, that would be a perfect number. You could say 58%. The other teams are now going to be responsible for guessing whether the actual answer is over or under the actual answer that you guys gave. So you're setting the line. The other teams are taking the over-under. The closer you are to the actual number, the more points you're going to get, up to a max of 10 if you are exactly right, 1 if you're 15 away. It will scale up within that range. The other teams will score points, 2 to be exact, if they correctly pick the over-under. We're going to go like this through 6 polls until we get into our 7th and final poll, at which point there's no more of this over-under nonsense. Each and every single one of you will be writing down a percentage for the percent that you think chose side A in this last poll. We will average the guesses from all of your teammates, and whichever team, as a consensus, is closest to the actual answer will get the 5 points at the end, unless their average is exactly right, in which case they will get 10. The team with the most points at the end of this is our poll perception champion for the day, and you can expect your Kohl's cash via fax in 48 business years.
48 business years.
I need some pajama pants for the shirt.
All right. With that being said, I say we go ahead and get into our first poll.
Let's go.
Kluge, John Luke, you guys ready?
We're ready.
Poll number 1. What I want to know is who will be the rookie wide receiver 1 in points scored? Side A, Jordan Addison. Side B, Zay Flowers. Side C is Quentin Johnston. And side D is Dalton Kincaid. What percentage of people said side A, Jordan Addison?
Ooh, where are you feeling, Kluge? Where's your heart tell you?
32%. I think Jordan Addison is the favorite, but I think that there's going to be a lot of people voting other ways as well. I think about 32% feels good.
So I like to start these multi-option ones, just splitting it up. So 25% each. It's 32%, you said, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good number. 4 options. I was feeling a little bit lower. I thought that more people might be going between these first 3 options, but 32 is close enough to what I was thinking, which was around like 39 or so. Let's go with 32, Kluge.
I think Zay Flowers has been getting a lot of weird steam lately. I think he's going to be a little bit up there as well.
It's a nice touchdown.
Let's put it down the middle. 34.
All right, let's do 34.
34% locked in. Before we get to your contestants' guests, joining us right now to join Scott Fish's team in today's game of poll perception, we have the fantasy football analyst from ESPN, Liz Loza, here with us today. Liz, thank you so much for joining us.
Woo.
Hi, happy birthday, Joey. And what is this
Thank
game you all are speaking of? I thought I was just supposed to like make Taylor Swift quips and tell everybody that they need to draft Kendra Miller late. Like what is happening?
That's actually
Let's just do
perfect.
that.
Every Taylor Swift quote in this game gets an additional 10 points. I forgot to mention that during the rules, but
Shoot.
only if spoken by Liz or Joey. Joey requested that rule to be added for today's show. Liz, thank you so much for joining us. You're just in time to join Scott for the guessing of the over-under on this first poll. All right.
All right.
Kendall, or Scott and Liz, we'll throw this one to you. The question was, which rookie wide receiver will be number 1 in points scored? The options were Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, Quentin Johnston, and Dalton Kincaid.
And we have to say whether it's higher or lower than 34%, right?
Exactly. Dave and John Luke guessed 34%. What I need from you is whether the actual percentage of people that chose Jordan Addison is over or under 34%.
Oh, Kincaid is in the mix, right? Because he's like darling right now.
Right. But the fun part about poll perception, or the part I hate the most, is you have to get into the mind of Twitter users or Reddit users and think what they would think. What percentage of trolls would be like, yeah, it's Kincaid, even though he's not a wide receiver. So you know there's at least 10% going that way. Gosh, 34 is such a good spot. When JL said 25 and barely moved, I thought, man, higher. But for me, I don't know about you, Liz, but I do think it's right about 34%, but I might want to go a little bit higher. I think it's probably like 36 or 37. So my guess would be higher, but I don't know. What do you think?
I immediately thought over, and I'm not going to try to win a game if it means getting into the mind of trolls on Twitter. So I can lose this one comfortably and hold on to my sanity at the same time.
We'll come in last place together.
We've got the consensus over.
Last is first in this game, though.
Yes.
We're golf scoring poll perception today. The over from Liz and Scott on that one. That means Kendall, Dave, and Joey. This is to you. Are you guys going to take the over or under on 34% on the Jordan Addison side, set by Kluge and John Luke?
I have a question real quick. Was that Taylor Swift thing a joke? Because I will do it the whole show and get points, and I will rack those points up if I can.
It's a separate scoreboard, but the points are real.
Okay. I was going to. Anyways. Guys, so how are you feeling about this one? I think it's over, definitely. I think Addison's going to win this pretty handedly.
I agree. I that was my first thought, was that it was over.
Don't you think it could be in the 40s?
I do.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 41.
Yeah.
But I always give 3% to each side when they're multi ones, because each fan base I think is going to vote for their guy. But I still think Addison wins this. So yeah, we'll go over.
Okay, we've got a full consensus over from the other 5 panelists in this room on your guess of 34%. But there were some kudos given. We got some answers in the chat. And if this is your first time playing with us, a reminder, throw your answers in the chat. If you guys are exactly right, we'll shout you out. If you're very wrong, we'll mock you relentlessly. And if it's just an average answer, we'll probably brush over it and never mention it again. Dame in here with 37%. Scampers thinks it's 41%. Ladarius coming in with 33%. Albert with 27%. The Smoke Show says 42%. Dustin thinks it's 41%. Bonnie all the way up at 51% on this one. And Andrew Hall thinks it is 39%. And Cal coming in with 29%. JB Cho says 37%. And then Craig 26%. And Jay 36%.
Ooh, feeling good, Kluge. We getting points.
Let me put this poll back up here. The actual percentage of people that chose Jordan Addison in this poll was Josh Cho was right, 37%. Kluge and John Luke, great guess. You're going to earn 5 points for being within 5 percentage points. And everybody else is getting 2 for correctly picking the over-under. While I get those scores added, the thing that surprised me in this poll was Jordan Addison did not win. Zay Flowers was the winner of this poll with 40% of the vote over Jordan Addison. Kluge, I want to throw this one to
the house. That's all it takes. One screen pass in the house in a preseason game.
Do you think that's what it is, Kluge? It's just that screen pass, or is our temperatures rising on Zay Flowers?
I mean, all offseason, Zay Flowers has been the 4th rookie in ADP. Like, if you look at all these guys that went back to back in the NFL draft, Zay Flowers has been the one going cheapest in drafts. So it's kind of funny that, they play this game on Saturday. He has one good play, and then he's suddenly everybody's favorite rookie. I mean, we try not to be reactive here, but this poll shows that we are very reactive.
Do we try?
I don't try not to be reactive. Liz, if you had to put your money on one of these 4 players to be the top scoring rookie wide receiver, which one would it be for you? Jordan Addison. I think I'm with you. I see a lot of head nods on the screen. Yeah. Everybody goes, yep, Jordan Addison. But there is some excitement for Zay Flowers. Dave, Richard, I guess I gotta clarify each and every time.
No, I think you shouldn't. And that way, Kluge and I have to both talk at the same time.
We just dealt with this last Monday.
We
the
did.
Same exact thing, doing a show together. Yeah.
One of us has to change our names. I know. I'll do it. For the rest of the show, I'll be Joey.
Okay. We've got Joey, Dave, Joe, Liz, Scott, Kendall, and John Kluge. Dave, I did want to ask you, whenever we look at Zay Flowers, it's not just him in this Baltimore wide receiver room where there's questions. It's the entire wide receiver room. They brought in Odell Beckham. They've got Rashad Bateman there. Which of these wide receivers do you find yourself drafting the most on draft day?
Ever since they drafted Zay Flowers, that's been my guy. He doesn't have the injury concerns of the other 2. He was dominant at Boston College. He was crushing double coverage. That catch and run touchdown, that's not like even close to what he's capable of doing. He's just an immense talent at wide receiver. And if the Ravens game plan is to spread it out, he's going to be the one that ends up probably playing the most games and then going on to catch the most passes. He's my favorite of all the Ravens wideouts.
I see Dame in here. I did not shout Dame out, but the very first guess in the chat was the correct answer with 37%. Nice job, Dame. Always killing it in the chat. Well, after that first round, the score is going to be Kluge and John Luke with 5. Kendall, Joey, and Dave have 2. And Liz and Scott also have 2 points.
Suckers.
Kendall, Joey, and Dave, this next poll is going to be yours. Are you ready for it?
Okay.
Ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. What I want to know is which running back do you prefer at their ADP? Side A is Aaron Jones at 407. Side B is James Cook at 611. What percentage of people chose Aaron Jones at 407?
Ooh.
Do we know where this poll
Ooh.
came from?
Twitter.
You mean X?
X. Sorry, yeah.
It was tweeted out by the Buffalo Bills
Okay.
Twitter account.
That would change things. See, no,
If it was from an account that I thought would change the results of the poll significantly, I would give the information of the account that it
Thank
came
you.
from.
Much appreciated. So my first reaction is that if we're following kind of the same thing that happened with the previous poll, James Cook had some nice playing time and did some good things for the Bills. We've barely seen Aaron Jones play this preseason. And so I wonder if that's going to push people to say, yeah, I'd rather have James Cook at 6.11. So I don't know why I said 1-1. I wonder if it's a slight lean Cook's way because of like recency bias.
I think
Yeah.
it is, and also because Damian Harris, we haven't really seen him at all either. So I think Cooks is actually going to win this. I don't know. Kendall, how do you feel?
I agree because and James Cook has been so like he's just been rising up the ranks, and Aaron Jones right now he's got the ADP at like 50. So it's a little bit early. So if people want to wait around and they look at James Cook and they think he could be a league winner, he could be sneaky in this one.
The flip side to it is that people know Aaron Jones's name.
Exactly.
And he's been around a long time. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that have won their fantasy leagues with Aaron Jones. So there will be a huge contingent of the people who voted who know who he is and will think highly of him.
Joey,
Do
what
we
do
want
you
to go
think?
something like 45, 43
Ooh.
Aaron Jones, give the slight lean to Cooks?
I might go a little higher than that just to try and catch more points.
48. for
It's
Aaron
your
Jones?
birthday, dude. You're setting this number, not me.
The birthday trump
We're
card.
gonna put it on you.
Let's go 47%. Aaron Jones.
All right.
You guys
We're
locking
in
that in?
agreement that James Cooks is going to win this side, right, guys?
Yeah.
Right. That's what we're saying.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll go 47%.
47% locked in. Scott and Liz, do you think the actual percentage of people that chose Aaron Jones at 407 is over or under their guess of 47%?
You want to start this time or me, Liz?
So wait, just to clarify, we are guessing if Aaron
Aaron
Jones,
Jones
if the
side.
people who voted for Aaron Jones specifically is over or under 47%. I'm taking the under. I'm not taking
It's
the
way under. I pegged this one in my head at about
Yeah.
32 to 34%. So the higher they
Under.
moved up, the more excited I got for our answer. For me, I think there's a little bit of a sentiment with Aaron Jones that, especially with the Twitter poll thing, that he's kind of old news. Like even though he does score, we're kind of fatigued from having him be a stud for so long. And with James Cook, he's the shiny new toy, and people like shiny new toys. So I think all of that would lead to, and plus I've seen a lot more James Cook hype on shows. So I feel like it's 30, like mid 30s, 32, 35%, 34%, somewhere in there.
I agree completely with you, Scott. Also, the dead zone is quite alive this year, and my dude Aaron Jones is a dead zone running back. Nobody wants to talk about those guys, no matter how much value you might be getting at them. Aaron Jones, James Conner, Najee Harris, Joe Mixon—they're all considered washed by fantasy users. James Cook, shiny new toy, was the exact phrase I had in my head. Plus, Nyheim Hines not being a part of the offense for the year also elevates his ability as a pass catcher, which was on full display at Georgia. So he's one of my breakout players of the year as well. So consider me a member.
We got
of
a
my
confident under from Scott and Liz. The higher Joey's answer got, the more Scott's tail started wagging. Dave and John Luke,
Nice.
Do you guys think the actual answer is over or under Dave, Kendall, and Joey? Sorry, Kendall, Joey, and Joey's answer of 47%.
A lot of names to juggle here. JL, I think we take the under too for everything they just said. I think anytime there's a poll on Twitter, people are going to skew pretty heavily towards the shiny new toy, the second year guy that everybody's getting hyped up about, especially with the cheaper ADP. I think it's going to be somewhere in the low 30s as well.
I want to be different, Dave. I want to be unique.
You
I want to be special.
For Aaron Jones?
No. But I don't want to follow them. But I will if we have to. We'll take the under.
I think we take the under.
All right. Nobody's going to read even the ADP part. Like nobody is going to even get to the 4.07 or the 6.11, as Dave told us.
That is a good point. We're expecting Twitter users to read.
Yeah.
A full question.
Still think
It's the under.
Lots of words and numbers in that one. We've got a reluctant under, a confident under, and lots of answers in the chat. Before we get to that, Jake Trowbridge stopping by saying, "Oh man, I am late, and clearly I have missed some things."
Yes, you have.
We got a big killer show going on today for Joey's birthday. The answers coming in the chat. Craig hit us up first with 26%. Andrew thinks it is 35%. Dame, who got it right last time, with 31. Sam says 32. Dustin on the other end with 52%.
Okay.
Bonnie down at 29. Ladarius with 42, more in line with you guys. Albert has 36. The Smoke Show says 50. Jay with 35. Calvin with 45. And we got our friend Faith stopping by to say hello. What's up, Faith? Welcome
Faith?
in. Well, guys, let me pull this poll back up here. The actual percentage of people that chose Aaron Jones at the 407 over James Cook at the 611 was... Birthday boy, you should have stuck with your gut. 43%.
Wow.
You're still within 5, so you were going to get 5 percentage points
I would
for
not
getting that
expect
one
that
within 5. And 2 points for our contestants as well. Joey, birthday boy, who read this one perfectly. I'm going to throw this question to you. At these
I love my
ADPs,
teammates. I don't regret anything.
which one of these players are you drafting at that ADP, Joey? Aaron Jones or James Cook?
So I like them both, and I've been pretty adamant on this show that I was the anti-James Cooks guy. I'm like James Cook, sorry. I'm not drafting him. I'd rather have Damian Harris. I flipped last week. I'm on James Cook. At 6'11", I like that value. I still like Aaron Jones at 407, so I'm probably going to take Aaron Jones because there's a running back that I like that goes a little bit later, almost just as much as James Cook.
Kendall, are you in line with Joey's thinking here, or are you preferring James Cook at this value?
I like James Cook at this value personally, especially if you go in and you go a little zero RB action. That's someone that I look at and I say, okay. And I like the guys around him too. If you like Dameon Pierce or J.K. Dobbins in that same range. So I understand if people look at him and say like, I don't want to touch it. We got burned last year, but I do like James Cook. It looks like he's going to have a little bit of a bigger role this season too. So I'm all in and I'm ready to be hurt. So that's okay. I fully acknowledge that.
Was that your birthday present to Joey mentioning Dameon Pierce in that sentence as well?
Of course. Like happy birthday.
Well, guys, we are going to move on to poll number 3 here. This one, the last poll of round 1, is going to go to Liz and Scott. Are you guys ready for your first poll of the game?
Bring it.
Let's do it. My question for you is, who would you rather roster in redraft fantasy football? Side A is J.K. Dobbins. Side B is Ramondre Stevenson. What percentage of people said J.K. Dobbins in this poll?
Oh, man.
0.
I was going to say there's so much love for Stevenson everywhere. It feels like it would be low.
Yeah, to me, by the way, I feel like this is tennis. I got to keep Googling the scoring. I don't get it. But
so we got to try to figure out what.
I feel like J.K. Dobbins is one of the most hated on.
We got to figure out what the Twitter community would say, and I know that you don't want to get into that mindset, and I fully understand that. That's for sure.
No. But I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So like, we have to. Which side are we doing? Ramondre or
the Dobbins side?
We're doing the Dobbins side, and like my initial instinct is always you're gonna get 5 to 10% that are just like, I'm just gonna pick this and mess up someone's poll or just be a troll or Dobbins. My initial instinct when I saw this was about 20 to 25%, probably 24% because I like the number 24. I don't know, but
I was thinking 23.
Yeah, so
honestly, I was like somewhere between 20 and 25. I'm going to go with 23 because it's my
there we
favorite
go. Let's
number.
go with your favorite number then.
You should have said 22 for those Taylor Swift
Okay.
points, but whatever.
But
I know, but I was going to leave that for you, Joey. That's a
we do need to
Thank you.
calculate. We want to be within 5 on either side. Do you think the better range is 18 to 28 or 19 to 29?
Getting some math
Just
up in here.
no, because I think you make a good point about that 10 to 12%. If this goes below 20%, that would be shocking. So, but 23, like 18 to 23 makes sense to me.
We can be on the other side too.
More
So
than,
23 to 20.
you know.
So 18 to 28 is the range we want. 23 we'll go with. All right.
Yeah.
23. we're going with.
23% locked in on the J.K. Dobbins side. That means Kluge and John Luke. It is your turn. Do you think the actual percentage of people is over or under Liz and Scott's guess of 23%?
I feel like it's got to be higher, Dave. Higher than 23%.
It's so tough. I'm trying to think because I know people are super reactive to the Zeke trade. Like I know some people or the Zeke signing. Some people think that's going to really, really affect him. I think it's higher. Yeah, I think we take the over.
Yeah, both of these guys are dealing with a bunch of ambiguity, which is going to drive their value down. So I think it'll be closer to 50-50, but maybe not quite there. So yeah, we'll lock in the over.
Locking in the over from Kluge and John Luke. That means team birthday boy, Dave, Richard, and Kendall. It is your turn. Are you taking the over like Kluge and John Luke did, or are you taking the under on their guess of 23%?
What do you guys think?
I've got mixed feelings here because
Okay.
I kind of told myself we should take the under no matter what number they give. Because there's no buzz.
Didn't Liz
about
say
J.K.
0?
Dobbins. Like if they'd said 8%, I would have been like, okay, under. But I also,
Okay.
if we take the under and we're wrong, I think with the scoring, we lose out on a lot of points and the other teams just gain too much ground.
Mhm.
It's a 4-point swing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't even know what the hell the scoring is. I'm with Liz on
But
this.
if you get it right and they get it wrong,
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
the odds suggest that it's more likely to be over just because it's such a low percentage that they gave.
What
And
are
it
the
could be
odds
like
now?
25%. And we'd
Mhm.
still be like, oh, yeah, no one's thinking about J.K. Dobbins, but it's under 23. So, Joey, I know you're making the decisions for us. I think it's just better.
This is bad. That's bad. Don't do that.
No,
Don't do that.
What do you think?
I would say under. I would go
Ooh.
with their long thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? You guys want to go under? What was it? 23%?
23.
I thought it was 28. No, I won't go over.
No, I was gonna say let's go maybe over because people also
Yeah,
hate
over.
Ramondre Stevenson and the Patriots, and so they'll probably just say I'm gonna go with J.K. Dobbins just because they don't like Bill Belichick.
Kendall, we
This
have room on
was
our team.
Before or after we got that report about Zeke catching passes?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Jill
Bill
trying to make a
Belichick does
mid-game
hate.
trade
He
for
hates.
Kendall.
Yeah, he hates our fantasy teams though, so people believe that. What do you think, Joey? You get to make the final
Over.
pick.
We'll go over. We'll go over.
All right.
I didn't get pushed
Okay.
into it either.
Well, we got the double overs on your guess of 23%. Some answers in the chat on this one as well. 17% from the Smoke Show. Craig coming in with 28%. Dustin agrees with you with 23%. Andrew says it's 31. Dame thinks it is 9%. Albert coming in with 10. Cal with 11. Bonnie locking in at 27. Jay with 18. And Rushman thinks it is 29%. Grim coming all the way up at 45%.
All over the place.
Wow,
Yeah, these are
Well,
all over.
this is a good.
The actual percentage of people that chose J.K. Dobbins in this poll was, Joey, you said the right answer out loud again. 22% was the correct one on this one. But Liz and Scott, you knocked your opponents out from getting the over-under.
Only
point,
we
so
got
you
it
are going to take a 2-point lead here. Everybody scored 5 points on their first poll. And Liz and Scott, you were able to trick the other people into taking the over on one where it should have been
Nice
the
line.
under.
Nice line.
Scott, I'm going to throw this one to you. When you're looking at these two players, would you rather roster Ramondre Stevenson? You seemed pretty adamant that no one would be on the Dobbins side.
yeah, I'm probably the same as Liz on this. I'm much more on the Stevenson side. I do worry that Zeke will take some pass catching, pass blocking work, goal line work, etc. But that team runs so much inside the 5, and they utilize their backs a decent amount. I just have more trust in Stevenson after what I saw out of him last year.
Liz, was your reaction that it would be heavy on the Ramondre side more a pro Ramondre take or an anti J.K. Dobbins take for fantasy this year?
Well, I think the sentiment is much more anti-Dobbins, and should be. I mean, I personally, when the Zeke news broke, I think I moved Ramondre down like 3-4 spots in my ranks, right? Like he's still a top 15 running back, and and Dobbins is well outside of my top 20. So the disparity between the two is so massive, and that's also reflected in ADP.
Well, guys, after that round, the score is going to be 7-7-9, with Liz and Scott taking a 2-point lead with that one. But this has been a high-scoring game so far. We're back around to the top of the order. And as we get into this, I need to remind everyone about a new mechanic that we will be introducing today. His name is Garrett. He fixed my Toyota Sienna in 2001. And here is the new rule for this game, though. There are now 2 more options that you can choose instead of over, under, or queen bee, which is exactly the same. You can choose to guess way over or way under as well. This means that you think your opponent's guess is more than 15 percentage points away from the actual answer. If it is, so if it's 16 percentage points or more over and you said way over, you're going to earn 4 points instead of the normal 2. But if it is not, say it's only 11 percentage points over and you said way over instead of over, you will get 0. So it's a double or nothing mechanic you can use. All of the guesses last time were too good for anybody to have scored points on that, but maybe people will slip here in round number 2. You guys ready?
I love that you took a very simple, nice game you had a couple years ago. It wasn't broken. You decided to fix it anyway and, and add some more rules.
Just wait until you see it next year, Scott. We've got some really superfluous rules in the works.
Practicing our dad
super over.
All right, Dave and John Luke, here is your next clue. Who has more rushing touchdowns this season? Side A, Ezekiel Elliott, or side B, Dalvin Cook? What percentage of people said side A, Ezekiel Elliott?
I don't know.
This one's tough. This one's really hard. I think a lot of people are expecting Zeke to go right into the goal line role. But it's also the Patriots. How many goal line opportunities are they going to have? Yeah. Exactly. There's all this steam right now for the Jets with Hard Knocks having a few episodes out now. This one is tough. I think it's going to be pretty darn close to 50-50. I think people are going to be split down the middle on this one.
I think you're right.
I don't know, Dale. What are you thinking? What number came to your mind?
I'm leaning towards the Dalvin Cook side just because the offense has that better perception that they'll be scoring more or at least be using the running backs more consistently than the Patriots. So I feel like I'm with you. It's probably around 50-50.
Maybe like 59, 60% skewing slightly. Is this Dalvin or Zeke? Which side are we guessing?
You're guessing the Zeke side.
Oh, so probably
maybe like 40,
49 or 41. 41.
I'm cool with 41. I like 41.
41.
All right, lock it in.
Right.
Lock in 41% on the Ezekiel Elliott side. Kendall, Joey, and Dave. Do you think the actual answer is over or under John Luke and Kluge's guess of 41% on the Ezekiel Elliott side?
So if I were putting money on this, I would actually pick Zeke. That would get my vote.
Okay.
Same.
I think this is one where maybe we try out that new rule and say it's way over.
They think we're dumb, Dave.
Oh.
Because if people are taking this poll who play fantasy, which is pretty much everybody because no one doesn't play fantasy anymore. Shout out to us. I think that they kind of equate touchdowns with Zeke, and everyone knows that like Dalvin's going to the Jets, and that's all well and good, but they've got Breece Hall there too. And so how in anybody's mind could they say, oh yeah, Dalvin's going to get more touchdowns than Zeke, unless they're either a Patriots fan or they think that Zeke is just going to totally fall off.
Big Ramondre truthers out there.
Yeah. Look, I think this is where we either take one for the show and say way over, or we just otherwise go over.
What was their guess? 41?
41% was their guess.
41, so then it would be 57%.
Which I don't think is out of the realm of possibility, honestly.
Yeah, 57.
I think we should do it way over. The only thing with Dalvin Cook is if people think Breece Hall is not going to be back.
Yeah, which they have kind of thought
get those touchdowns, but he is. But
anybody who's paying attention knows he's back.
Yeah, but he's still been sliding at ADP,
which is dopey.
Yeah,
we fight about this on our show every day.
I'm with you guys.
There's literally video of him running and making cuts in 11-on-11 drills, and people are like, "Well, I don't know if he's going to be ready." to start the season. Okay. All right.
Mm.
And he
I
Should we
seems
say
do
to
it,
way
be
over.
Joey?
I like it. Way over.
All right.
Ooh.
Locking in the way over from the birthday team, which means Liz and Scott, it is now to you. Your opponents locked in the way over. Kluge and John Luke guessed 41%. What percentage of people do you think it was over or under their guess of 41%?
Okay, hold on, Scott. Can we work
Yeah.
backwards
Sure.
on this one? I'm going to tell you what I
Turn
like.
around.
I think that this is it for everybody. We're being very transparent. I think that 69 to 71% of people voted for Zeke.
Whoa.
Okay.
So what does that mean? My answer. What should that? Do you
That means
agree
you
or
agree with
disagree?
us.
And what does that
I-
mean for this?
I wrote
percent?
down 64% when I saw this immediately. So if
Okay, I wrote down.
so
69.
if we nice. So if we I knew it was coming from Dave. I saw Dave. I was like,
I didn't say anything.
Which Dave are we talking about?
I don't think he's talking about
No.
Richards.
no, actually it was. He mouthed it.
Oh, okay, all right. Daddy's in the house.
he mouthed the word. Yeah, so way over. They did 41. Way over, as they said, was it has to be 57% for the way over call. The regular over call is just 5, so or just over. So we
Okay, so 57 over the 40%. That's like
no.
90%, right?
If side A is 57% or higher, if we really believe that, we should go way over. However, if we just want to say over because we're very confident and try to just grab 2 points easily, it's 2 points, right, Simon?
Okay.
Two
We're just
points.
going over. Yeah,
2 points for over,
What?
4 for way over.
4 for way over.
I mean, we're not part of this weird game as someone's birthday party all the time. I'm the person who's drafting James Cook over Aaron Jones. Let's go for the ceiling. What
All
do we
right.
lose?
No, you're right.
Nothing.
You're right.
Way
All right,
over.
let's do
We
it.
got
Over.
We're confident in
double.
your answer, JL.
You're wearing. Look at that hat you're wearing.
Yeah,
We're
right,
way
right.
over.
And you guys,
Dalvin Cook's going 5 rounds ahead of Zeke right now in ADP. I still think that I don't know. We'll see.
It's a touchdown question, though. It's a touchdown question. It's not number of pass
Fair.
catches.
this
Fair.
may
Good
come
point, good
down.
point.
Do you like the point you made, Kluge? That means that you're smart, but you're not understanding the psychology that we're dealing with. Is you said yes, but the Pats are like a 6 or 7 win team. Nobody's thinking that far. Doesn't know
Yeah.
that.
I think I've
Who
lost
cares?
touch with the people.
Unnecessary
It's
It's
facts.
the hat. I think the hat's messing you up.
I don't know. I've seen your
I'm not sure you were ever in touch with the people.
And Liz, don't feel bad. It took me
or very in touch with the
it took me
people.
4 months to learn how to play this game, and I was part of the team. So like, 1 week I just
Oh, it's okay because
completely
after
forgot how
this,
to
I'm
play.
never playing it again. So we're fine.
One and done trying to pull off the W. She's got the lead right now. Dave and JL said 41%, but everybody else on screen vehemently disagreed with them. Let's see how the chat felt. Craig also very much disagreed with you guys. 60%. Freak NFL saying 71%. Andrew Hall at 68%. Jay said 56%. Grim says 0%. Down at the bottom, a little closer to your answer. We got Jaws in here with 44% on side A. And the actual
Nice.
percentage of people that chose Ezekiel Elliott in this poll was 38%. That couldn't have gone better for you guys.
Let's go, JL. Let's go.
No.
Let's go.
No way.
no.
Never should have
Wow.
doubted us.
To comfort everyone on the screen, even if we would have said over, we would have been wrong. So the
Yeah,
fact that we got a
true.
0, it would have
Yeah,
still been a
true.
0. So nobody should really feel that bad.
Wow.
I'm really proud of everyone, though. I am proud of like everyone who voted in that poll. This is like a humanity renewing moment, affirming moment. Fantastic. This is the best present I could have gotten.
It's going to make you log on to Twitter after this for 5 minutes. Then you're going to lose all of that hope immediately, close it out, and it'll last a solid 5 minutes after the end of the show. Well, Kluge and John Luke, that's going to put you guys in the lead with a score of 12 to 7 to 9. Before we go on to our next poll, the team whose turn it is will be saying goodbye to one of their competitors. Kendall is leaving us right now, but Dave is still here with Joey to finish it
Great.
out.
There
Kendall,
goes the brains of the operation.
Just get the win for Joey's birthday. That's all I need. Is
Well,
just to be,
I think
just
we're
to
in
be
like
notified.
4th place somehow.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get better. You guys are gonna go on a roll now that I'm leaving. It'll be perfect. But I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm sorry I have to go to a meeting, but Joey, happy birthday. You're the best.
Thank you,
It's just
Kendall.
happy to even be here. So I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate
Thanks
you,
so much, Kendall.
Bye,
And everybody
Kendall.
watching, if you're not
Bye.
already following Kendall, go follow her on Twitter at KValenzuela17. Kendall, thank you so much. And we're going to get back into our game. Dave, Richard, and Joey Wright, it is your turn. Are you guys
All
ready
right.
for your next poll?
Yes.
Let's go
I
ahead
wanna
and
win
get
so
this.
bad. It's for nothing, but I just want to win.
How
Which-
many points are we behind?
You guys have
We're
7.
We're 5.
And the
points
leader currently has 12. So you're 5 points behind, but you're also a poll behind them. And this is your next poll.
Got it.
Which side would you prefer in Dynasty? Side A is Chris Olave. Side B is Drake London, Tank Bigsby, a 2026 first and a 2024 second. What percentage of people chose the Chris Olave side over the package in this poll?
That's a. I'm not gonna say it. That's a.
So first
Yeah.
thought is, which side would you take, Joey?
Well, guys, before you get into your deliberations, I think a ringer has come in to help you guys out for the last section of this poll. Tim Wright, Joey's
Tim
brother,
Wright.
is jumping
Woo!
on to help you guys. to
What
join in
the
on birthday
heck?
Awesome.
celebration.
So before I
Happy
knew
birthday.
that Dave was showing
Hold
up,
on.
I called Tim and I was like, Kendall has to leave. I need to bring a family member in to help me close this game out. So
Nice.
Scott's run off screen.
Welcome,
Team of
Tim.
3. Tim, the poll was Chris Olave versus Drake London, Tank Bigsby, a 2026 first and a 2024 second. You, Dave, and Joey are on the clock coming up with a percentage that chose Chris Olave.
2026. What?
I'm leaning.
Come on.
Like if I'm rebuilding, I'm taking side B because I think there's
Of
enough
course.
there. But
Well,
it doesn't
I mean-
say that.
Yeah.
So I'm still think side B might win this though. There's a first in there. People love first, even though it's so far into the future that I don't know if the world will be around then.
Right, but you still get London, who isn't quite on Olave's level, but like still people
It's
love
enough.
him because I love your ears, Scott. Still love him because he's a second-year guy. By the way, he looked outstanding in their preseason game. Just really stood out with his quickness. And Bigsby's been making some waves, and I'm sure there's some people that think that he could end up having a decent role long term. So I would imagine that this would be fairly close between the two sides.
I'm happy going 45 Olave, given the win to Drake London side. Do you want to go lower on Olave than that?
We have to
higher?
guess Olave's percentage, right, Simon?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd go lower. That's so many fun toys on the right side. Plus 2026. Man, that could be anything. That could be anything.
You want to go 41?
44.
Listen, your first instinct has been awesome all show. So 41 sounds magical to me.
Okay,
Yes.
41.
41, copying JL and
sweat us,
Dave's
Dave.
number from the last turn. Liz and Scott, do you think the actual percentage of people that chose Chris Olave over that package on the other side is over, under, way over, or way under their guess of 41%?
First off, Tim, welcome to the show. I bought a habanero sauce the other day simply because you were on the cover of it.
Yeah, no way. No
How did
way.
they get Tim on there?
What the heck? No way. Wow.
So you didn't tell me about your new venture.
Yeah, I wanted to be surprised, and it was.
Well, you sold at least one. I'll tell you that much.
It's amazing.
So when I saw this, I immediately thought it's going to be side B. Bigsby has gotten so much heat recently. Drake London is London. There's a 2026 first in there, and in the dynasty community, those first and seconds, they love those things, even though they're really far off. Get into the mind of who would be polling. What was the number? 40 something percent?
41%.
41. So I'm in the ballpark when I read this. I'm in the ballpark of definitely lower. I would consider way lower if you're on that front, Liz.
My initial thought was around 32 to 35%, so lower, but we went big and I failed miserably the last time. So I'm happy to go way under and lean. We both agree it's under. The question is whether it's super under or medium under. And let's
It's a game.
Again,
Go for broke.
We gotta lose. Pair of bunny ears.
All right, we're
got
going for
super
broke.
under.
We're going for broke on the
With a
super
name like that.
way under.
Going with way under, doubling down. That's how I like to see games played.
Live like Tim.
Live like Tim.
Super under.
Kluge and John Luke, are you guys following your competitors with the way under? Are you taking the under, the over, or the way over on Team Birthday's guess of 41%.
I'm torn between the under and the way under. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, I think
Way
London
under.
and
I'm not
Olave-
familiar with that term.
So it's
Super
15
under.
percentage points, right? 15 percentage points off of 41.
More than 15. So
So you'd have to be 25% or lower. Oof, that is.
I think we just go with under. I don't
Yeah.
think it's way under, but
Ugh.
Olave and Drake London are a lot closer than this trade would make you believe. I mean, that's a lot of extra to get Olave, but Olave's also got a ton of steam this offseason. I think we go with the under. I don't think we go way under, though. I think we just do the sort of under.
I'm cool with that. I was going to go the slight over, actually.
Ooh.
But I think, but it's close enough. I'm down to go under.
okay. You guys, final answer under?
Under.
Under is the final answer. We got some
Regular
answers in the
old
chat
bowl
as
under.
well. 36 from Jeff Bell, 54 from Craig, 18 from Dustin. Scamper says 33%. Bonnie, who was only 1 percentage point away on the last one, coming in with 21%.
Nice.
Albert says 41. Jay with 45. Rushman has 15. Calvin with 43. Grimfan says 37. Dame with 30. Well, the actual percentage of people that chose Olave over the package in this poll was 19%. Doubling down on the way under worked for Team Scott and Liz. You guys are
I
making
wrote
up the
down
points you lost in the
18%.
last round. Nice job. And unfortunately, that is no point. for
Get
Team
your head out of
Birthday
your
on
ass,
that one.
Dave.
I wrote down 18%. It just felt too bold. Wow.
I said over, so.
All right. Well,
Thanks for
Kluge,
talking us into that one, Liz.
this makes it
No problem. I'm
This
here
makes
for
it a
it.
close game. We've got 14 points from Kluge and JL. Team Birthday with 7 points, then Liz and Scott with 13.
We're here to party. You know, points don't matter sometimes. Just party, guys. Like, right?
Wait, are we in
No,
last?
you guys,
No, you guys are
1 point
right
behind the
behind
lead.
first.
Oh,
Yeah.
As we
okay.
move into
Got it.
our
I'm trying to read the ticker.
penultimate poll, this one going to you, Liz and Scott. You guys are 1 point behind, but you have a good opportunity here to take the lead if you can get close on this poll. The last poll of this game before the final round is: who would you rather roster in a Superflex Dynasty League? Side A is Kyler Murray. Side B is Daniel Jones. What percentage of people chose Kyler Murray in this poll?
Okay. Are we factoring in your 10 to 12% of just people messing with it, right?
I don't know what side they'd be messing with.
Host is gone.
That's true. That's true. It might just be a 5%, like 5% one way, 5% the other way. That's how math works.
Right there.
I would believe that the majority, let's work backwards. I believe that the majority of people polled would vote Daniel Jones because of recency bias and because there's a rumor, a well-substantiated rumor, that Murray could sit out the whole year so that Arizona can get some draft capital.
Caleb Williams, baby.
As Kyler Murray would sit out the year so that there could be some. Okay. Yes. Caleb. Yes. So I can't imagine that this is. Where's your threshold? I can't imagine that this is like 50%. It's got to be under 50%.
So I have it right around 50. I honestly can't make heads or tails of what the community would say on this one. I feel like Kyler would have a little more upside, to long-term upside for people, but you're right about the possibility that he's elsewhere next year. But I still think it's slightly better.
Think about the Heat right now too, though. Darren Waller, Brian Dable, like those are all very flashy names.
Daniel Jones doesn't have a contract, does he? He's still franchise tag for this year. No 1-year deal, right? Like this is his last year. Or it's his 5th year option. That's right. He's on his 5th year option. So
I am putting it around 36%. That is where I initially felt like there's a 36% voting for. Maybe assuming 5 either way, that would take us to above 40.
Okay.
Or low 30.
I think I would have it a little bit higher than that. I'd probably have it in the mid 40s, I guess. But I feel like we need to set a line.
So let's move
set
up
a line
to
that'll
40.
be tougher on them. Is probably what we should do.
You don't have to.
40, 41, 40, 42,
41.
41.
41.
All right, let's go with 41.
Dave and John Luke, you guys set the trend for this entire round. Every single guess on all of the polls in round 2 has been 41% exactly. Now, what I need to know from you, Dave and JL, is whether the actual answer is over or under their guess of 41% on the Kyler Murray side.
I'm thinking under, Dave. What do you think?
I'm thinking under. I mean, I prefer Kyler Murray.
I do too.
I do
But
too.
Daniel Jones, I know you were talking about it, Scotty. It was a 4-year, $160 million. So Daniel Jones is he's going to be in New York for a while. So I think that insulated value is going to.
I didn't remember he signed that. That's right. Yeah.
I think we take the under.
All right, we'll lock in the under.
Okay, locked in with the under. Team birthday, Dave, Joey, and Tim. Do you think the actual answer is over, under, way over, or way under?
There's only one way we're going to win this game, guys. And because my brother is here with me and Dave's here, I say we queen bee it. Like,
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Like, I know you were, Tim, which is making me think that this is the right way to go. And what a day to hit it. Like, let's go. Queen bee.
Queen bee.
It's never been done.
You can't say that and then not have a number in your head.
My number is my birthday tomorrow, which would be 41. I'll be 41 tomorrow. It just feels right, Dave. And we're probably wrong. But
isn't that what they guessed?
That's
what they go a little lower.
They did that on purpose. That was so thematic of everyone to guess 41 on Joey's birthday show.
No. So what I'm saying, Dave, is that they are exactly right. And if we get this right, we'll get 10 points.
Shoot. I think Joey's onto something.
You guys locking in with the queen bee?
This is Joey's.
And it's dramatic too. Like just
Joey lives for the drama and he's locking it in.
Oh yeah, I had myself muted the whole time, so I didn't say queen bee immediately.
Okay. Queen bee.
41% and under from Scott Fish and Liz, a queen bee from Team Birthday. The actual percentage of people that chose Kyler Murray in this poll was, shout out to Dustin in the chat, 44%. So close to the queen bee, but just about perfect for Scott and Liz yet again on that one. Going to add an additional 5 points to your score, giving you a lead going into the final round.
Take that lead. These bunny ears, that's been good for a couple rounds here.
I think we're out of the running, guys.
But you can come in a very dramatic second if you get the closest on this last poll by getting it exactly right.
If we had said over, that was the other play that we could have made, we would have gotten how many points?
Two.
So we'd still be out, right?
You could have nailed the last one exactly right for the chance to win.
Be the hell out of it.
That being said, we are going to roll directly into our last poll here. Everybody, if you have pen and paper or your phone or anything to write on, I'm going to ask you to get that out because all you'll need to do here is write down the percentage of people that chose side A in this poll. We are going to, via suggestion from our friend Dame in the chat, average your answers together. Whoever's the closest to the actual number will get it right. And then somebody just has to stall while I do math. I don't know, talk about football or something. That's what we're doing here. Here is your final poll, though. What is the best Back to the Future movie? Side A, 1. Side B, 2. Or side C, 3. What percentage of the people said side A, Back to the Future 1, is the best Back to the Future movie?
I'm tilting, and I don't even.
Joey's going to throw us.
It doesn't matter what you think, it's what they think.
I honestly have to recuse. This is my Cam Akers, Simon. I have to recuse myself.
You can't.
It's your birthday, and I'm forcing
reverse
you to play
recuse.
this. Also, everyone in the chat going off saying, go trade for Kyler Murray. JB Cho in here. Herm saying Kyler Murray is obscenely cheap. They're just hyped. And then Herm's with the exasperation at the results of that last poll.
Oh, my God, Simon.
I see exasperated faces on the screen.
So we're doing the number for
God.
It popped off. We're doing side A as 1. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're saying how the percentage of people that believed first Back to the Future movie is
correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember 2 or 3. So well, there were cowboys in one of them.
That was the third one.
And one was in the future. I'm so confused.
I think you're thinking of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That makes more sense linearly than the Back to the Future franchise.
Okay.
Let me know when you guys have your answers written down. Kluge, looks like you're ready. John Luke, good to go.
I got mine.
Joey's good to go. Tim looks like he's good to go. Dave Richard, good to go. And Liz, you guys got your answers?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
I
and
do, and I
reveal those answers.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
Uh-oh.
From one team, we've got 43, 72, and 61. From Scott and Liz, we've got 53 and 42. And then from JL and Kluge, we've got 48 and 41. While I tabulate the answer to this, Joey, since it is your birthday and this question almost
I
sends
went
you into
too
a
low.
tilt, I'm going to ask you which one of these movies is the best Back to the Future movie while I average these numbers.
Definitively.
It's not 3.
And it's also not 2.
Probably not. No, I do like the first Back to the Future the most. But Back to the Future 2 has some really fun stuff in it. I would still say the first one, though. It's just iconic.
What was the bully's
I went-
name?
I went too low.
Biff.
Biff.
Biff Tannen.
What a jerk that guy
But there's
was.
this weird contingency out there that's all in on 3. And one of my friends is one of
Me.
those people, and I don't like to talk to him. Are you?
I love it.
Okay.
It's my favorite.
Is it Mary Steenburgen? Is that what does it for you? And that's not an insult to
It's
her at all?
No, it's the like complete allowance of departure from everything else. It's just like, you know
Okay.
what? This franchise made a boatload of money. I'm tired of making something work. Let's start anew. Let's go west. And they just like unabashedly leaned into a whole new concept, which takes a lot of guts, especially for a studio to greenlight. So I appreciated the cojones attached to it.
Liz,
And
the
I
chat
thought it was
agrees
fun.
with you. Jeff Bell down here said love 3. Dustin also said I like 3. It's just fun.
I also like 3. But I wouldn't classify it as the best, but I do like 3. I absolutely do like 3.
Can I say that Back to the Future 3 is better than The Godfather Part 3? Like, as far as trilogies go, it has a stronger Part 3.
Is there a
can I say
third
that?
Godfather movie?
Yeah, I know. Like, really? Like, that's what we should be saying right here.
No, there are rumors of one. There is, however, no fourth Indiana Jones movie. They went straight to 5.
Yeah, never been made.
Yeah.
The Kingdom of what? Well, guys, I averaged your numbers. Team birthday, your number averaged out to 59%. Liz and Scott, your answer averaged out to 32%. No, that is not correct.
That can't be correct.
42%.
How did it average to 42 when I had 42 and she had 53?
Let me redo my math on that one. Somebody broke my calculator. Oh, I see why. It's because I typed all the numbers incorrectly.
You're on the film and
48%
analytics side.
is the
Simon
average
is
on
the
you.
film guy.
Oh, you know what it is? I divided by 3 instead of 2 for the averages because I did the 3% average
There you
first.
go.
And that would explain it. The number for the other person is 44.5, and the other person being Dave and John Luke. The actual percentage of people that chose side A with points going to the birthday boy was 65%. You guys were closest. It's not going to be enough to win, though. Scott and
I'm going to
Liz
assume that it
are
is.
coming out on top with 18 points in today's game. Liz, you said you're never playing this game. Well, you're 1 and done, 1-0 in pole perception. Congratulations.
Retire, walks it off into the
Yeah.
sunset.
Nice job on the win
I
today,
got the
guys.
hang of it. It took a minute,
Yeah.
but I got the hang of it. Okay.
And everybody on screen and in the chat, Joey may not have won today, but it is his birthday, and we want to wish him one more big happy birthday message. Joey, happy birthday, and thank you for being the reason all of these awesome people got together today on stream to play some
Thank
Pole
you,
Perception.
guys.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Thank you, everyone.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Everybody watching, if you're not already following each and every one of our guests, you can find the links below this in our YouTube bio, except for Dave Richard, because he was a surprise and I couldn't put it in there to tip off Joey, but we will add his link down there. You can find Dave on Twitter at Dave Richard. You can find Dave Kluge on Twitter at Dave Kluge, Scott Fish at ScottFish24, and Liz Loza at LizLoza_FF. That is going to be it for us today, guys. Shout out Tim and his new hot sauce. Shout out Joey and his birthday. And another big thanks to everybody on screen who stopped by to celebrate. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Adios, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is that
Birthday's actually in
fun?
October.